I really want to knit a beanie, but I don't know how to knit, so let's learn to knit. Nope, I've forgotten. And I'm still not entirely sure how dropping stitches works. Woohey! Fun fact, tip to tip, they are 40 centimeters. I don't have much yarn left. Hey everyone, I'm Max, and today we are going to be learning how to knit because I want to knit a beanie, but I don't know how to knit. When I was younger, my nana did teach me how to knit, so hopefully I remember at least some of it and this won't take that long. I have a bunch of knitting needles. I have 4 pairs in various sizes. I have this really thick scrap purple yarn. I can't use it for my scrap vest project, so I think I will learn how to knit with this. And 5mm needles, I think. Okay, I'm gonna try and remember as much as possible. I remember casting on. I'm gonna cast on 10 stitches and then see if I can remember how to knit. Okay, that's 10 stitches on my needle. Nope, I've forgotten. Okay, let me watch a video. I will be right back. Okay, I've made a little bit of progress. I have done a row of knits, I think, but I haven't counted my stitches afterwards, and I remember when I was younger I used to drop a bunch of stitches, and I'm still not entirely sure how dropping stitches works, so I'm going to count and make sure I still have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no. Okay, I've dropped a stitch somewhere. Oh no. Okay, I will start again. Oh no, I've split the yarn again. Oh no, I dropped my stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woohey! I did a row without without messing it up. I'm gonna try and do 10 rows of just knitting and see how that looks. Okay, I'm on the last row and I think I have definitely gotten a handle of this. I think my stitches look fairly even. I'm not sure what's happening at the end, and also I think I made this stitch way too loose. I don't think it's bad. So now I need to purl. I will almost definitely need to look up a tutorial for purling, but let me see if I can remember it. So it goes before, it goes like that. Is that right? Okay, I'm gonna look up a tutorial just to make sure I'm doing it correctly before I do too much, but it feels right, I guess. I don't know how to look at the stitches and see if they're right. I'm not that smart. I'm very surprised I remembered that, to be honest. Okay, let me go look up a tutorial just to make sure that I'm doing it right.
Wrap it around that needle like this. One more time, scooping through, wrapping around.
I've done a row, and I'm working on my second purl row. I think I'm doing it right. The fact that I remembered how to purl but not how to knit is very funny to me. Did I drop a stitch? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. Huh. Are my stitches really loose? I've done something here. I think I've added an extra stitch. I've done that because my stitches are really loose. Maybe? I'm gonna frog back this row and then also the last row so I can go back to my knit stitches and then I will try purling again. I am back. I have learnt how to purl, at least semi-good, I think. I will show you. So this is the knit stitch and then this is the purl stitch. I think it looks pretty good. I have no idea why it's bulging. I've had 10 stitches the entire time, and when that row, I think, was on my thing, I was like, huh, it looks like it's bulging. And I checked, and I had 10 stitches, so I don't know what's causing that. Maybe it's looser tension, because there is also a slight bulge this side, so maybe for these rows I just had looser tension or something. I definitely think my tension was looser on the purl stitches than it was on the knit stitches, and the knit stitches, they look quite even. The last stitch that I need to learn is a stockinette stitch, and I think this won't be as hard because it's just purl and knit. Hopefully I'll come back to you in no time having done another 10 rows. I've knit 10 stockinette stitches. Look at that! I think it looks so good. I messed up slightly on some of these end pieces, I think, and also the ends are curled, which I believe is normal for stockinette. I need to bind this off. So I need to go learn how to bind off. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure I never ever binded off when I was knitting when I was younger, because I would just knit like long and just do it mindlessly. Like put 30 stitches on, make it like full, and then just knit. Like, yeah, like a scarf, but I wouldn't bind off, it would just stay on the needles. And then when I was bored, I'd go and just knit more. I'm gonna go see if I can learn how to do this. I will see you when it's casted off, I guess.
Hey guys, this is how you cast off. And before you keep knitting, on your last stitch...
Oh my god, I did it! It's off the needles! That's so cool! Okay, that was super easy. I am really struggling with my tension on the last, like, 2 stitches of rows, but it looks really cool. Okay, it's a little bit later, and I've decided something. I've decided that I'm gonna try and knit in the round. I'm gonna use these really small needles. I did a small test swatch with this, and I took away a few things. One, the colours, they look really good together. When they are, like, together, they look so good. I wish I would have kept my swatch now. Secondly, although knitting with these is harder than if I used 5mm needles, and you can really see it, I want to try knitting a hat in the round because I want to do Passionat's Kelsey's chunky knit beanie. I'm gonna start. I've casted on 56 stitches. The tutorial I'm following is using much thicker needles than I'm using, so I don't know if I should stitch on more than that. So I don't know. I'm just gonna continue and hopefully it's good. Something tells me that this isn't gonna work. Okay, I will order the needles and then I will come back whenever they're delivered. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you, it is like multiple days later at this point, but I've ordered the needles and they have arrived. I ordered 6mm needles in 40 centimeters. This surprised me when it came out of the package because I thought the wire was going to be 40 centimeters, but no. Tip to tip, they are 40 centimeters. An important distinction that I didn't know about. Hopefully these will still work. I have also been storing the yarn for this project in a project bag which has another project in it, so it's kind of messed up. This means, however, that we need to set up our own project bag for the beanie, but I have run out of tote bags, which is a sentence I never thought I would say, so I'm gonna have to use this reusable, like, grocery pouch. So yeah, this will be the project bag for this project. Put the yarn in. Yeah, we definitely didn't need a bag this big, but it will work. And it also keeps my project separate, which is good. I have actually realised since filming those previous clips that I am not using the same yarn weight as Kelsey. Kelsey is using worsted weight yarn, and I am using DK weight yarn. We are both double stranding it though. That's why I ordered smaller needles. She uses 8mm, I ordered 6. So I think I'm gonna cast on 56 stitches and see how far we get this time. Hopefully it's further than last time. This is a horrible angle, I do apologise, but I have cast on 56 stitches, which, that looks fine. That looks like it will actually work, and there's like a bit of give in my stitches. Looks much better than it did on the 3mm needles. I have to put a stitch marker on. I have these crochet stitch markers. I have no idea if knitting stitch markers are different. The one that Kelsey uses doesn't look like this at all, but she just slips it onto her needle like that, and mine fits on my needle, so I think I'm just going to use this, at least for now. I really don't want to invest in any more knitting stuff until I know that I really like knitting and want to continue it, so crochet items will have to work. I did it! I have zero clue how to tell if I did it right or not. But I did my first row. I've just come back to the stitch marker here, and it doesn't look too bad. I was definitely struggling with the way that I was knitting. Having to switch constantly between purl and knits means that I have to take my hand off the needle quite a bit. Now, Kelsey uses like the continental method, I think. I'm wondering if I try and learn that, or if I do the beanie first and then try and learn that separately. Maybe I can do a video learning how to knit in the continental style. I am worried that this is not going to fit over my head. Oh no. Yeah, this is too stretched out. I don't want the stitches to be this stretched out, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to frog it. Frogging it, however, does mean that I can potentially change up the colours, so maybe it's a good thing that I'm frogging it. Ignore my hair and the angle of the camera. I have selected the colours that I want to use for this hat. I've had to frog this hat multiple times. I chose different colours and then didn't like those and had to frog it for a different reason. So these are the colours. This is Cascata by Hobie in the colour Rhine. I think it's gorgeous. It is half acrylic and half cotton, and then this is the blue acrylic that we were using earlier. I think together they will go quite well. I'm going to start on this. The good thing about having to frog all of this is I think my knitting skills have improved tremendously since the start of this. And hey, at least I don't have a too small hat and itchy hat. I'm actually going to have a hat that I want to wear. So, positive. Think positive.
He's just carrying the tail and be the first on the trading policy. Either way, I'm toast, so pour one out for me back at home.
To Champagne Ardenne, this spot right here.
He goes through to Paris. You have the bunch of people movement, so Ben gets to decide who wins.
I am loving this combo. It knits absolutely wonderfully. I absolutely love the colours and how they blend together. I think this is one of my favourite things that I've made. Like, ever. Another update is that I've started using the yarn bowl for the first time ever, specifically for this yarn because it is so loose, it just flops everywhere. Another update is I am over halfway. I have to make this 29.5 centimetres or 11.5 inches, and it's currently measuring about 17 centimetres. So I still have like 12 centimetres to go, so 12.5 centimetres to go, but I am in love with this project. I just want to keep knitting. It's a problem. I have so much to do. We are so close. It's about 24 centimeters, like kind of stretched. I'm supposed to make it 29.5, but I'm thinking I might make it like 28, maybe. Just a bit shorter. I do have a small head, or smaller head. Also, I don't have much yarn left. This is all that I have left. I still have a decent amount of this cake left. I really love it. I really love this hat. Okay, I have done a few more rows. It is now measuring at about 27, 28 centimeters, but I am going to stop here and start the decreases because I am worried that I am losing yarn chicken. And I have no idea what I'm going to do if it runs out. This is the part that I'm most nervous for, 100%. But I think it looks good.
Okay, there can be some really cheap sugar cookies on sale. Then after that, what should I make next? You can change pumpkin decorations, it won't spoil. Well, these, oh, I guess you can transform them so they won't spoil like that. That's a good point. The cottage living ones. I don't really like, I'm personally not all that worried about it. Maybe debug version of it, one of the pumpkins. I have the pumpkins that I have out there are.
Ignore the hair. I have tried on a hat multiple times tonight. I decided to frog the decreases that I did, and I'm going to knit like 1 or 2 more rows. I think I still have a decent amount of yarn left. This was all it took for the decreases. I did all of the decrease rows. There's 3 decrease rows. If that's all it takes to do the decreases, I can do a couple more and just make my hat bigger. And something that I've really struggled with, like in the past when knitting, is like knowing where the stitches are and like what I'm doing on the needles corresponds to like what's happening off the needles, I guess. And I frogged too far. I had to like find where I started all the way down here and go up and then make sure my last stitch was a purl, and I did it. I did it. So proud. I think frogging this project, the amount of times I frogged this project, I think it was worth it. And that's something I never thought I would be saying. Anyway, I'm going to continue and I will update when I restart the decreases, I guess. Okay, I did some extra rows and it's now 29 centimeters, which is like only half a centimeter off what Kelsey did, and that's literally only a row basically. But I'm not going to do another row because I am running out of yarn. So I'm going to start the decreases. It is almost 3 AM. It is 2:45 and I have finished. I have like 19 stitches on my needles, I think, which is 5 more than Kelsey has, which does worry me a little bit that this next step is going to be harder. A yarn update, I probably could have done another row. I won yarn jigging. I need to cut this now about 10 inches, so I'm going to do 12 because I'm terrified. Okay, that's 12 inches. Will this be good? She says she uses a tapestry needle, but I use these little plastic needles for weaving in my ends. And hey, it works. Okay, so now I have to like go throughout, I guess. Pull them off the needle, I'm guessing. Or not guessing, that's what she said. Like that. I don't know if it's supposed to be puckered like this. I think that's probably because I did too many stitches. I'm not going to fix it. Let's try it on. Okay, I think I look kind of weird in hats anyway. I think it's the glasses. But I did it! I made myself a hat! This is so cool. I made my first knitting project. I really love this. Like, this was a nice, good thing to start with. I think I almost want to make another one. So I have the leftover yarn of this, and then I also have this Aran yarn from Aldi. You should see my Aldi haul if you've not seen that yet. Fun haul. But I think the colours would go well together. And then also this is thicker, but then I'd have to get thicker needles because these are only 6s and I would need 8s for that. I had so much fun making this project. The only thing I really struggled with was right at the end doing the last row of slip knits. I think this looks awesome. I was so excited to wear something I've made this winter. I think the colours look so good. I love how it like stripes slightly. I love how it fits my head. I'm so proud of myself that I managed to make something. If you want to see more project vlogs like this, not all of them will involve me learning how to knit. I make both crochet and knitting project vlogs, so if you want to follow along with any of my future projects, then you can subscribe down below. And if you've made it this far, comment a hat emoji in the comments below, and I will heart your comment. I love you all so much. I've got to head to bed, so bye!